Right, let's turn to the state of West Indian cricket and in particular their chances in the World Cup, which of course starts next month. It was at the weekend that the selectors, chaired of course by Clive Lloyd, who's with us here in the studio, announced this squad of 15, and eyebrows were immediately raised and the internet started chattering when it was confirmed that the selectors had left out Dwayne Bravo and Kieron Pollard. This was the reaction of Gayle.
This morning actually, I woke up, I saw the World Cup squad, no Pollard and no Bravo. I felt really, really hurt, deep inside, and that's the reason why I want to actually win this series. We have the best team here, and to see those two guys excluded, I know it's sad for West Indies cricket. If they really believe in our ability, those two guys should be in West Indies cricket in South Africa for the 50 over tournament and the World Cup squad. It's so sad, but I'm really actually glad to actually win this and kind of show them up a bit. So I'm really sad.
Sad and hurt, Clive. Gayle, is that you've left out two of his mates. What's the reason then for it?
Well, the point is that we are number 8 in the world for the last 10 years with these same guys. So should we continue playing them and what? I mean, we've played World Cups with them before and we haven't gotten anywhere. We didn't even look like we were qualified the last. I don't even think we qualified. So the point is that we decided that the selectors, myself, decided that it's not business as usual. That you just continue and have mediocre performances, and then you'll play for the West Indies. Our main aim is to change things where West Indies cricket is concerned. We want to get up that ladder and as quickly as possible, and we'll make changes. And it might not suit everyone, but I don't know about any sort of selector that picks a side and everybody is, everyone is happy with it. We will do things as we see fit. These guys have been tried and tested, and we haven't made any strides really.
There's obviously going to be a body of thought that you dropped Dwayne Bravo in particular because of his part in the tour that was abandoned against India. He was the captain of that one-day side and seemed to be the man who orchestrated the walkout. Is there any truth that this is a revenge dropping?
No, I would never pick a team with that sort of thing in mind. No, but the selectors saw that it's time for change. And now is the time for change. We were just thinking, is it before or after the World Cup? And we thought that we should inject some new blood now. It has happened before. Pollard played, in his first World Cup, and he was 19. So the point is that they've been around for a while. And we keep recycling these same players. And then their performances have dropped a little bit over the years, but should we continue with the squad that we have?
I suppose people will say that Dwayne Bravo was your captain of that one-day series in India, which all fell apart at the end for the well-documented reasons of the fallout about contracts. If he was your captain in November, how come he's not in your best 15 for a World Cup which starts in February?
Well, the point is that's what I'm saying. If we'd continued, we had a lot more one-day games to play, so we would assess the situation.
So in a way, he is carrying the can.
The point is that we didn't get a chance, to see what we wanted to do, and we decided, well, fine, that tour has been abandoned, so we now will go ahead with our plans, and our plan is to get a new captain, get some new players in there, because Charles, our cricket is in a mess. You only have to look at the averages of our players. We have fellas playing test cricket without a first-class 100. I don't know many selectors around the world who are in the position that we're in.
But you're very good at 2020, it's just been demonstrated, and most sides would get a 2020 squad together in your position and just go through. I mean, have you written off this World Cup?
No, I don't. We haven't at all. We still have some of the best players in the world there. We have a couple of youngsters. We've injected a couple of youngsters, just like other teams have done. No, we think we can give a very good account of ourselves once we play to the best of our ability. We seem to be better in the shorter form of the game because we have a lot of experienced guys there still.
Just a final question, because play's about to resume out in out in South Africa very shortly. You've entrusted a lot of responsibility in young Jason Holder, who is very young, hasn't played that much, and yet you've made him captain, which has come a bit out of left field, some would say. What's the reason behind that?
Yeah, because we've looked at him over the years, and he's a very intelligent young man. Everybody seems to like him. He knows the game, and we thought this is a chance. We give him a chance now, and you know, if and when he's successful, we'll have a captain for quite a long while. He's 22 years old.
Okay, well, if we get time, we'll come back to this. If not, we'll visit it again on Friday.
The start is needed.
Well, has he made a triple hundred for the West Indies? He's certainly made double hundreds, hasn't he?
He's got a triple hundred. Yeah, I think it's against Sri Lanka, 339 or something like that.
So does it frustrate you when you sit down and say, well, we're going to pick our best side to play the West Indies, and then Gayle says, well, you know, I won't be available for that leg, Chairman of Selectors, because I'm not fit enough, but I'll be okay for the 2020s.
Well, yes, that's the problem that we have all the time, that they're not consistent when they play or such. They play now and then they don't play for a while. So as a captain, you don't have a settled side. So what we're trying to do now is to give all the captains a settled side, so they get accustomed to playing with one another. So, you know, Gayle now, it seems that seems to be playing more one-day games than test matches.
I've got to ask you, as you see 2020 being played today, let's put you in a time capsule and take you back to 1980. Well, we won't take you to 83 because that was a bad year. Sorry about that. We'll take you to 79. How would the West Indian World Cup winners of 79 taken to 2020? Would you have been a good side, do you think?
I would think so, yes, because
I think so as well.
We had terrific bowlers. We had some, you know, batters that can strike the ball just like these guys can, and we were better fielders than these guys. I can tell you that our fielders were really excellent.
Would you have enjoyed it, do you think? Would you have liked to have had a go at it?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, but I wouldn't want a bat six. No, I would have come with an over to go or two, because I'm not so sure I might get a lot of batting with the batting lineup that we had.
There would have been a bit of a struggle to get to the top of the order, because I guess Greenwich and Haynes would have said, no, that's us.
Well, if you
then it'd have been Viv.
If you're captain, you can do as you like.
You can just grab your back, can't you, and run in and say to me.
And what about the bowlers? What would have been your absolute number one bowler?
Joe Garner would have been in there. He would have had Marshall, Garner, Roberts, Holdit, because he's sharp. But then again, I don't know how he would have taken to this sort of.
He doesn't much care for it now. But what about this business of pace off the ball? Would you have gone with that? No.
Not really. I would have thought that somebody like Croft might have been pretty good.
Oh, would you play the spinner or not interested?
Yeah, well, if I had somebody like Roger Harper or something, I will. You know, because he can bat, he can field, so he's got all the ingredients.
And Viv as well. Viv could have bowled a few old spinners. They were cool.
If you want to call
they'd be world champions.
Sort of right time optimistic that Viv bowls. Yes, I would.
Well, let's look ahead to this one-day series which is coming up now. As Darren Sammy was saying, you know, he now gives up the captaincy and Jason Holder takes over. First of all, why not stick with Sammy for the 50 overs, and why go for Holder instead?
Yeah.
Is this a changing of the guard time?
Well, the point is that we're looking to have only one captain for the one-dayers, and we have to look at the situation. Sammy only plays one-day cricket at the moment. We don't know how much longer. So we're trying to inject that sort of talent early. And I think that Jason is a guy that will take to the stars that we've given him. And we'll find out in these next 5 one-days. But there again, he has help. There's a lot of guys who've got experience that he could call on.
What is it about Holder that so attracted you to him? Because you had given it to him at a very young age.
Yeah, I spoke to him when he was about 17 or 18, and this guy was good. You know, he answered the questions that, you know, he would put questions to you too. And you can see that he's interested. He can field anywhere. There's not a fast bowler that can only field in the outfield. He can field a slip, you know, and close in. He's a terrific young man. Very approachable, easy to get along with, and I think that once we continue and that vein, we can do well with this fellow.
We had an interview with him during the Test series where he was asked about it, and he said, "Well, I enjoy being the leader." So I mean, that is obviously a key thing. You want somebody who's going to go out and say, "Boys, you follow me up. We're going over the top now."
And he's led Barbados before. He's with Tridents and so on. So it's not that it's alien to him. And as I said before, and he's a very intelligent young man.
I think also what's important, picking up on what Clive said there, is also the senior players that are left will help him and should help him, because he'll feel confident. But as a young captain, you need to have the likes of Gayle to just throw things at you. You might not use them, and that's very important for any captain. You would have had that in when you were captain as well. That you want people to keep giving you information, and then you think, well, I don't want that, I don't want that, and that's what Holder will need. He'll need people to say, this is what we should be doing. What do you think? And then as a good captain like Clive was, he'll make that decision and it will come off.
But the thing he has to have, presumably, is the respect of the 10 other guys.
Well, I think he has. I mean, the point is that the guys respect him. When he was made captain, there's nobody saying, well, oh no, they rallied around him, and they realized that this is a guy that we can have for a long time if we're successful.
Mind you, things are going to get tricky, aren't they, come Friday in Durban, because returning will be Amler, will be Steyn, will be Morkel, will be A.B. de Villiers. I mean, from beating a second string South African T20 side, you're now coming up against the big boys again.
Yeah, and that will be a good test for the West Indies. You want to play against the best, and then we'll find out how good you are. So this will be good for Jason too. Against Amler, who's an experienced captain and experienced guy, and they're the best side, one of the best sides in the world, and we want to do well. We've won 1 trophy out of 3. We can add another one.
Well, absolutely. You've got to think of that at this stage, haven't you, Dominic? That you can go out there and surprise the opposition.
You have to. Whoever comes back into the South African side, West Indies have got to believe that they can go and win that series. Why not? It's a great lead into it, as Clive says, into that World Cup. That first game, February the 13th, all teams there. This is perfect. They're playing against, what is South Africa? Are they number 3 in the world, are they? Something like that. West Indies, So for me, if I was a West Indian now, I'd be thinking, now's the time. This is when we need to kick in. Yes, 2020's there, gone, but it's now about where we're going to get into this World Cup. Whatever's been going on in the whether Bravo should be there, whether Pollard should be there, it's about the team now gelling together behind Holder, and if they can pull off a surprise win in these 50 overs, they've got a chance in the World Cup.
And would you say it like that? Would you say it would be a surprise if you won the one-day series?
No, I wouldn't say that at all, because we went to India and we beat them by 125 runs, and we could have won the second game and we'd have won that series because the third game was washed out. We have players there who can win one-day games for us at the moment, and I think what can you imagine what it would do for the team if they can beat South Africa going into that World Cup?
Gentlemen, thank you very much indeed. Thank you.